Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching this, like and subscribe. Humans weren't supposed to be on Vargath Prime, not inside the dens of the galaxy's most feared predators. Vargathians towered like armored beasts, fur bristling, teeth razor-sharp, and instincts sharpened by centuries of war. They ruled battlefields and broke star fleets with brute force. And into this world walked Dr. Lena Carter, 5 feet 6 inches, glasses, a medical kit slung over her shoulder, and a habit of smiling in the face of danger. She'd been assigned as the first human xenobiologist allowed inside the Vargath capital. The political agreement was fragile. One wrong move could collapse negotiations between their species. War veteran guards flanked her, their clawed hands never far from their shock spears. "Do not make sudden movements," Commander Rask growled beside her, voice deep enough to vibrate through bone. "The younglings are unpredictable." Lena nodded politely. "So are human toddlers." The commander stared at her like she'd spoken sorcery. They entered the nursery, a cavernous room filled with small Vargath cubs, each already large enough to leap a man. They snarled, wrestled, and practiced claw swipes that could shred steel. Several adults watched from the edges, tense and watchful. Lena took one slow step inside, and that's when it happened. A small, striped cub, barely past its first season, charged across the floor like a ballistic missile and bit into Lena's sleeve. The room froze. Muscles tensed. Blades hissed out. Mothers growled warnings like thunder. Lena blinked, then giggled. "Well, aren't you a little velociraptor?" she cooed, gently tugging her arm back. The cub tugged harder. She tugged again. The cub released a playful, rumbling grur and bit more fiercely, never breaking skin, but testing strength. Around her, panic surged. "Human," Rask barked. "Do not engage. You must not." Too late. Lena tugged again, a mischievous grin curling her lips. The cub's eyes widened with delight. She'd accepted his challenge. "No," a mother shrieked. "What is she? She is provoking him." But all they saw was danger. What Lena saw was a puppy trying to play tug of war. "Careful," she whispered to the cub. "Humans bite back." And she gently tugged at his ear. The cub froze, and then yipped happily. The mothers stared, jaws unhinged in shock. The guards couldn't decide whether to intervene or run. But one voice cut through the chaos. Commander Rask, stunned, unsure, curious. "She is unafraid." Lena winked up at him. "I work with wildlife, Commander. If they're scared of you, they bite to keep you away. If they trust you, they bite to say hello." The cub released her sleeve and pawed at Lena's leg, demanding more attention. She scratched his chin. He collapsed in bliss. A soft hush spread across the room like morning sunlight. A human had touched a predator cub and lived happily. The mothers exchanged looks, disbelief shifting into respect. In that tiny act, 1,000 fears died. Star the mission. Lena was there for more than cub cuddles. A deadly disease was spreading through Vargath younglings, one that resisted their medicines. Panic had turned to superstition. Some believed humans brought the illness. Some believed humans were the cure. Rask guided her deeper into the den. "You truly feel no fear?" "Of course I do," Lena said lightly. "But fear isn't a cage. It's a compass." He growled thoughtfully. "Humans are strange." She laughed. "We hear that a lot." Star the sick cub. In a quarantine chamber lay a cub with dull fur and trembling limbs. Breathing shallow, muscles weak. The parents stood by, eyes burning with helpless fury. "Human technology will fail," one snarled. "If he dies, we blame you." Rask bristled. "Stand down. She is here to help." Lena knelt beside the cub and stroked his muzzle. "Hey there, little warrior, let's see what's hurting you." Her scanner beeped. Cells were collapsing, muscles failing. A parasite. Alien, adaptive, deadly. Lena looked up. "We may need a high-risk approach. Human DNA carries antibodies that might. You would contaminate our bloodline." The father snapped. "Our cubs do not need human weakness." Lena's eyes sharpened. "Human weakness?" she repeated softly. "Your son is fighting to survive. And you care more about purity." Her tone silenced the room. Rask inhaled deeply. "Human, elaborate. Our immune systems evolved with diversity, viruses, animals, environments. We adapt faster. We share strength across borders. It's why we survive everything that tries to kill us." She stood and faced them all. "You think we're weak because we talk before we bite. Because we love before we fight. Because we protect the small instead of abandoning them. But that is why humans are dangerous. We never give up on our young. Silence struck like thunder. Star trust earned. After a long moment, the father lowered his head. Save him, he said. Lena worked for hours, extracting antibodies, engineering a serum with Vargath physiology in mind. Rask never left her side. Twice she almost collapsed from strain, twice he caught her. When she finally injected the serum, the cub convulsed. The parents roared. Guards drew weapons. Rask stepped forward, claws ready. But Lena raised a trembling hand. Give him a moment. The cub gasped, and breathed deeper. Stronger. His eyes flicked open, bright and alive. The mother collapsed, relief shaking through her powerful frame. The FA.Th nudged Lena, gently, reverently. You have our gratitude, human. Star when strength stands guard. News spread like wildfire. Some Vargathians celebrated, others resented. How dare we owe our children's lives to prey creatures? A warlord snarled. An extremist faction stormed the nursery, weapons raised. We will purge the human contamination. Lena stood protectively in front of the cubs, trembling but unmoving. Don't you touch them, the warlord laughed. 6 times her size, every inch a killing machine. You believe you can protect them? Lena set her jaw. I don't need to. A massive shadow moved behind her. Commander Rask. His voice shook the walls. She already has. The mothers rose beside him, snarling with purpose. Claws extended, teeth bared. But for Lena, the warlord hesitated, then backed down, outnumbered by loyalty he couldn't understand. Humans had earned a place in the den. Star a new kind of pack later, Lena sat watching the cubs play. The little one from earlier curled into her lap, chewing harmlessly on her sleeve again. She didn't stop him. Rask sat beside her, gaze softer than anyone believed possible. You changed us today, he murmured. Lena smiled. No, your young changed you. I only showed you what was already there. Rask considered this. Will all humans be like you? We're all different, she admitted. But we love fiercely, and we protect what we care about, even when we're scared. The cub head butted her stomach. She poked his forehead. See, that's thanks. That is a challenge to dominance, Rask corrected. She poked again. The cub yipped, victorious. Rask huffed a laugh, or acknowledgement of respect. Their eyes met, a new understanding forged. Not predator and prey, not warrior and weakling, allies. Lena stood, stretching. Same time tomorrow, Commander. He bowed his head. Until the last star burns. Star chapter end. A future of trust. Within months, the disease was eradicated. Diplomatic channels flourished. Vargath cubs grew up knowing human meant healer, friend, trusted packmate, and legends spread across the stars, the day a fragile human walked into the jaws of predators. And smiled. Because strength isn't always the sharpest claw. Sometimes, it's the gentlest hand. And the courage to tug back when bitten. Peace never lasts. Not in the galaxy. After the younglings were saved, the Vargath dens filled with laughter and hope again. Dr. Lena Carter had become a symbol among the predator race, a fragile outsider who carried the heart of a pack mother. But in the shadows, new danger prepared its claws. The warning. Commander Rask found Lena early one morning, working in the nursery laboratory. The cub who once bit her sleeve sat curled in her lap, chewing on a medical towel this time. He approached slowly. Human, we have a problem. Lena sighed and turned toward him. Every time you say that, I almost die. This may be worse, Rask said grimly. Our border stations report sightings of the scry. She blinked. The what? His fur bristled. Parasite war beasts. They invade worlds by infecting the young first. Turn them into soldiers. Lena's blood ran cold. That parasite the cub had, she whispered. It wasn't natural, then. It was engineered. Yes, Rask growled. Someone sent it here. They locked eyes. Someone wanted to wipe out the Vargath younglings. Someone wanted war, too. The first attack. The warning came too late. As Lena walked the nursery corridor, the lights flickered. A vibration spread through the floor, heavy, sharp, rising. Alarms blared. Guards thundered past with weapons drawn. Rask shouted over the comms. Scry breaches in the southern hatchery. Evacuate the cubs. Lena sprinted. Mothers cried out, gathering their little ones. Sirens screamed. The air tasted metallic, fear and ozone. When Lena turned a corner, she froze. Terror. A creature clung to the wall like a monstrous insect, armored plates glistening, long barbed limbs stabbing into steel, eyeless face dripping acid. A scry soldier. It screeched. Lena stumbled backward. It lunged. A blast of plasma tore through its skull. Rask landed beside her with a roar, spear crackling. "Do not leave my side. I wasn't planning on it," she gasped. He shoved her behind him, voice shaking with urgency not fear. "Get to the cubs. I will defend the den." But Lena grabbed his arm. "No, I defend them with you." For the first time, Rask didn't argue. "Then stay close," he growled gently. 3. The heart of the den. The southern hatchery doors buckled under pounding force, scry claws punching holes through metal. The cubs inside huddled behind caregivers. The little sleeve biter cried out, spotting Lena. "It's okay," she whispered, pushing forward. "I'm here." Rask planted his spear in the ground. "We make our stand here." But Lena saw something, a glowing sac attached to the attacking creature outside. Pulsing, alive. "Commander, they aren't just breaking in. They're planting more parasites." Rask snarled. "Then we kill them fast." The door tore open. 3 scry swarmed inside. Screechers, teeth, shattering metal. Rask launched himself like a meteor, claws ripping into chitin. The mothers joined, a brutal wall of fur and fury. Lena grabbed a medical sterilizer, then stabbed it into the glowing sac. Ka boom. Biochemical flames burst outward. The scry shrieked as acid sizzled. Rask stared at her in astonishment. "That was effective." She shrugged breathlessly. "Science is just creative violence." He laughed, a deep, rolling thunder. With a final strike, the last scry fell. Silence. Then cheers, wounded but alive. IV. Suspicions in the stars. Later, the council chamber crackled with anger. Councillor Thrak slammed his claws into the table. This happened because of the humans. The room erupted. Accusations, fear, prejudice. They infected our young. They want us weak before they strike. Human sympathy is a weapon. Rask roared. "Enough." He pointed to Lena, still covered in ash and battle scratches. "She saved your children. She fights for this den with more courage than most of you have ever shown." Lena wasn't one to speak in political rooms, but she stepped forward anyway. "I didn't come here to change who you are, only to help you survive what's coming." Her voice didn't shout, but it cut through the chamber. "If humans wanted war, we wouldn't heal your cubs first." The room fell quiet, yet Thrak hissed, "Words are wind. Evidence is blood." His cold eyes promised trouble. Rask leaned close to Lena. "Be cautious. He seeks a reason to remove you." She nodded. "I've handled politicians before. This one has fangs," he warned. "So do I," she replied softly. His ears flicked, surprised, impressed. Something unspoken passed between them. Versus night shadows. That night, Lena couldn't sleep. She sat outside under twin moons, the cub curled against her side. She stroked his fur, heart heavy. "What if they're right?" she whispered. "What if humans brought the enemy here?" The cub nuzzled her. "No fear, no doubt." Rask approached quietly. "You blame yourself," he observed. "Don't you?" she asked. "I blame the cowards who fear what they do not understand." He sat beside her, surprisingly close. "You are pack now," he said. Lena blinked. "Pack, it means we fight for one another. We trust the other to guard our back. It means you are no longer alone." Her breath caught, emotions hitting harder than scry claws. "Thank you," she said. He stood, offering his hand. "Come, get rest. Tomorrow, we hunt." She took his hand, warm, steady. A pact sealed. Vi. The hunt. The next morning, Lena and Rask joined a strike team to track the scry nest. Caves beneath the planet's surface. Toxic spores. Heat senses screaming. Rask led with savage grace. Lena followed with scanners and makeshift bioweapons. Deep within the tunnels, they found eggs. Hundreds. The cubs would have been the first hosts. The entire den would have become a breeding ground. Then the planet. Then the alliance. Lena swallowed fear. "We need to burn them all." Rask nodded. "On your signal." As Lena prepared the serum bombs, steps echoed behind them. She turned. Councillor Thrak. "With soldiers. W. Weapons aimed. You humans spread this enemy." Thrak spat. "This ends here." Rask snarled, stepping protectively before her. "You will not touch my pack." "It seems she has infected you as well," Thrak growled. He aimed to fire. Lena made a choice. She threw the detonator into the nest. Whoom! Flames erupted, scry eggs incinerating instantly. The tunnel shook. Thrak screamed in rage. "You fool! You condemn us all." "No," Lena said breathlessly. "I stopped them." The structure rumbled harder, the nest collapsing. Run, Rask roared. The tunnels fell behind them, fire devouring everything. Outside, Thrak staggered up, burned but alive. You risked extinction, human. She stepped nose to nose with him, voice like steel. I'd rather die fighting monsters, than live obeying cowards. Rask grinned savagely. Her words have fangs. Even some soldiers chuckled, respect shifting. Thrak stormed away, defeated for now. 7. Victory's price. Back in the den, celebrations erupted. Songs shook the halls. Cubs climbed all over Lena, including the sleeve biter, still gnawing happily. Rask raised his spear high. Lena of Earth, cub healer, nest destroyer, honor of the pack. Cheers exploded. Lena blushed. It was a team effort. But the Vargath insisted, this victory was hers. Later, Rask walked her back to the medical chamber. You fought with heart, he said quietly. You protected more than life, you protected future. Lena smiled. You protected me. He tilted his head. Of course. You a pack. Their eyes locked. A moment, thick with new meaning. Not quite friendship, not yet something more, but the path between was opening. Lena looked up at the stars. The scry won't stop, will they? No, Rask said, but neither will we. He placed a clawed hand on her shoulder. Together, she covered it with hers, fearless. Together. 8. Epilogue. Pack of Two Worlds reports came in over the next weeks. The scry were pulling back, frightened of the Vargath human alliance. The disease was gone, the eggs were destroyed, trust was growing, and on a distant moon, something watched. Something calculating, something angry at failure. War was avoided, for now, but the galaxy had noticed humanity's rise. Lena didn't know what storm was coming next. But she knew, she didn't face it alone. The little cub tugged her sleeve. She laughed softly. You always know how to make me smile, don't you? Rask stood beside her, proud and unmovable. Pack defends pack, he said. Lena nodded with happy tears. Until the last star burns. The end.